All right, so here we go with the Daytona Speed Weeks as a full week preview, talking about the scheduling, when videos are going to come out, some key points that I want you to look at, and more so imploring you to look at the videos that Pierce and I have already both made, because it covers a lot of the stuff. So at least for me, all I'm doing this week is right after the Daytona 500 qualifying, because obviously Tuesday we have the 2 practice sessions. I'll most likely be practicing pulling data from those. But outside of making any type of content, nothing really there. Obviously, we have the NASCAR Daytona 500 qualifying Wednesday at stupid late in the evening, even for me in Lubbock. As soon as that is over, I'm going to make some dual videos. I'll make some dual preview videos for that. Outside of that, on Thursday, I will be live. That'll be the first live show of the year, right before the first duel, or not right before the first duel, probably an hour before the first duel starts. I'll be talking about both duels there. I don't know if Pierce is going to join me for any of these live shows. If he's available, he will. If not, it'll just be me ranting about plate races solo. On Friday, we're going to have a live show before the Truck Series race. Obviously, they have Truck Series qualifying at 3 p.m. Eastern time, which is great because the truck race is at 7:30 Eastern. So that gives us plenty of time to get the projections in, get everything uploaded to Patreon, everything like that. And then I'll go ahead and be live before the Truck Series race. And then on Saturday, I'll be live before the Xfinity Series race, which is awesome because yet again we have Xfinity Series qualifying 11:30 a.m. and then the Xfinity Series race is at 5 o'clock. So all that's going to be easy to do. I'll just show up and do the live show for the Xfinity Series, and then for the Daytona 500, we'll do a live show for that one as well. I'm gonna Pierce works on weekends. I'm gonna assume if there's going to be a race that he joins me for, it's going to be that one, or at least a live show. But either way, live shows throughout this entire week. The only video that's going to come out is for the Daytona duels, just to try and get some views and everything, but we're going to be live right before all the other races. Outside of that, and I know Pierce is just trying to just not sell anything, I just want to focus on the fact that when we look at who's been uploading, obviously I got it set for the last week, but and congratulations Osmo for just getting the SEO and everything going, because you guys just, anything with NASCAR, anything with DFS, you'll just be the first one there. But if you look, who's been posting videos during the off season? All this is stuff before the Clash. Oh, here's Pierce again. Here's me. Here's Pierce making more videos. When we look back at my channel and what we've been doing, I've been here the entire off season, putting in the work. As soon as January rolled over, because I was like, look, I'm taking it. I'm not making any content, not focusing on DFS until January 1st. January came over. How many hours of content is this just between my stuff? When you look at Pierce's stuff, I mean, and he's uploaded. I mean, I haven't even watched this one because the guy just keeps making videos left and right. He's absolutely killing it. And really, there's no reason for me to make videos for the duels outside of post-qualifying, but there's no real reason for me to make videos this week related to Xfinity and stuff, because we've broke it down. Do you want, looking at the optimal lineups for the Truck Series at Daytona? Perfect video here. Do you want to look at optimal lineups for the Xfinity Series? Perfect here. Do you want to go into more detail once you go through those 2 hours of content? Do you want more detail? Well, here it is. Pierce breaks down the duels in 3 parts. Then he's talking about the Xfinity Series. I'm assuming he's probably going to do a Truck Series video. Tons of content out there, and that's specifically why, and I wish he would, I need to tell him this. I need to tell him to look at the banner. I know, sign up for a package is hard, but I have it right here. Support the channel, support the work, support me, support Pierce. Obviously, we have the sheets and everything, but the Patreon is here for the support. So at least that's my argument for joining us and supporting us. Outside of that, let's talk about the points that need to be said related to this car not being rated, the next-gen car. I don't understand why nobody said it in December. I don't understand why nobody said it in November. I don't understand why it took until February for people to start being like, we might have a parts issue. We might have a car issue. There's a chance that some of these cars or some of these teams only have one backup for a car. Where the hell has everybody been? I said, and I've been saying since the very beginning, that this car was not ready. This is a product that NASCAR wanted to ship. when it was not ready. Very similar to AAA video games now, of where it's just shipped out and we'll fix it later. We'll update everything later. That's the way NASCAR is working on this next-gen car. It was not ready. Should have gone through more testing. Should have gone through another year of development. Oh, but Brandon, it performed so well at the Clash. What the fuck are you talking about? This car is like a bug. It's an insect. It has an exoskeleton. Sure, the body was able to survive the close beating and banging at the LA Coliseum, going like, what, 40 miles per hour in the corners? What happened when they actually got spun sideways? Oh, that's right. The suspension disintegrated. Eric Almirola disintegrated the suspension. Kurt Busch disintegrated. Haley literally disintegrated. Now, granted, that's hitting, concrete barriers, but you think a safer barrier going 150 is going to do any better? No, not at all. This car, and I talked about it in the video I uploaded, key points entering the 2022 Cup Series. I mean, this car is made out of styrofoam. Regardless of what they want to talk about, you can beat and bang. You can easily replace things. Yeah, you can easily replace things. That means things fall off and break easily. We saw a lot of things break in the Clash that I saw that people were like, wow, this is surprising. Why is it? Because it's not fucking ready. This car is not ready to ship. It's not ready to be here. So on top of that, we're going into we're going into multiple practice sessions. We're going into the qualifying. We're going into the duels, and we're going into the Daytona 500 with a lot of asterisks around here. So if you're a team, you better not wreck in practice. You better hope that you are not surrounded by those idiots trying to qualify their way into the duels, because I think that's a worse situation than actually having a lot of people trying to qualify their way in, which can get ugly. Knowing that one person is going to go home from each duel, that amps it up, because we saw last year, we saw Garrett Smithley cause a wreck. I can't remember what else happened. Obviously, Gragson didn't make it, despite the fact that he should have, just based on the car and Derek Cope being out there and basically DNF in the duel. But anyway, so look, I hope that we just have wrecks galore. Not even in the Daytona 500. I hope we give the middle finger to NASCAR. I can't imagine a better situation than NASCAR being not ready to give this car out, the teams not have enough cars, and we're just destroying cars left and right. I would love nothing more than for big teams to miss races because they had all four of their cars taken out in gigantic wrecks that are unrepairable to the frames. Like, I would absolutely love that. But outside of that, these cars aren't ready. This is huge. And I think, yet again, going back to some of the videos that we made, and obviously I'm looking at the screen, but I'm just talking here. We've looked extensively at the duels, or Pierce has actually. We've talked extensively about optimal lineups for these races, which, I've been doing this for a long time at this point. Let's see, I'm 23, so I've been doing this for 5 years now, videos, at least. I don't remember exactly. I've been here for quite a few seasons, and these are by far the best super speedway videos we have ever made. Anybody has ever made. And I am not, stroking myself over here. These are looking at data points. These are looking at the optimal lineups. I mean, obviously it's plate racing, stack from the back. I mean, but we have literally hours of content for this stuff out there. That's it, man. We have covered this stuff extensively this year, and these are videos that you can look back at, looking at Talladega this year, looking at the Daytona in the spring, hell, even looking at next year's Speed Weeks. These are still relevant videos. I mean, these are by far the best, I think, plate videos I've ever been a part of, and it really elevates the bar to where this is the type of stuff you should be I should be probably making and looking at going into the plate races. I mean, just hours of looking at footage, or not footage, looking at data points. And obviously I've been looking at a ton of the dual races in the past week, just seeing how they play out and everything. Enough of that. I know we're 10 minutes in, but if you want the DFS coverage, it's out there. Please look at us. Look at the stuff that we did together on my channel. Look at the stuff Pierce is doing on his channel. It's out there. I don't understand why you would even bother watching anything else. No offense to any other content creators out there, but I think these are the best plate videos that have ever been uploaded to YouTube. Outside of that, when we look at the Truck Series and we look at the Xfinity Series, obviously we're going to have some Go Homers. I think that, yet again, I implore you to watch the videos we've already made, but I think that elevates the guys starting in the back half of the field even more, because they're not just going to be junkers. They're not going to be clunkers out there. They're going to have a practice session, and I don't think we're going to have any issues early in the race due to mechanical failure. So we're going to have wrecks, but I don't think it's going to be due to anything mechanical or anything like that. And that's really the video. I just wanted to tell you the schedule we're going to be on, or at least I'm going to be on, in terms of the live shows and content creation for this week here. A ton of it is already out there. Like I said, go look at the stuff we've already made. I'm looking forward to the live shows. And really the last point here, we're kind of done talking about it, but let's talk about Kasey Kahne really fast. I'm not sure how I want to go about this. And the DFS talk is here. We'll probably go on about a 4-minute, not rant, but a talk here. Obviously, you know my opinion on NASCAR. I don't believe NASCAR really cares about the drivers. I don't think they frankly care about safety with how they promote everything and how they look at everything. But when we get down to actual like local racing, dirt track racing, local asphalt racing, I don't want to see wrecks, obviously. Like that, I don't know how to really talk about this because I have such the persona of just, hey, let's kill drivers and stuff. But when it gets down to local level, like clearly I don't want that, because those people are a lot closer to you and me than these NASCAR drivers are to us. And then, long story short, Kasey Kahne should have died last night. That's a fatal sprint car wreck. He got extremely lucky hitting the concrete on the back half of the chassis behind his head. If he hits that directly on top of the roll cage, I think Kasey Kahne is dead. And I'm putting this out there to remind people that, look, racing is dangerous, and obviously, dirt track racing elevates that more. I forgot what the number is, but I think on average 32 drivers are killed each year across dirt tracks across America, which is incredibly small, to be honest. It should be way higher. But yeah, Kahne is very lucky. I know a lot of people are typing like, man, that was a vicious hit, but look, that's a fatal accident. Very, very lucky. You could be here, day of the Super Bowl, talking about how Kasey Kahne died last night. And this is kind of the story that I want to talk about. So obviously I was helping Jimmy Ray out for a couple years out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. He's a co-founder of MC Allied Transportation, the big MVT that you see on a lot of sprint cars and a lot of dirt track sponsored vehicles out there. Well, his co-partner and that was co-founder, and that was Royal Jones. And Royal was a very, very close friend, and I knew a lot of people who were very close friends with Jason Johnson. And for those of you who don't know, he was the World of Outlaw driver that was killed in 2016, I think? 2017? No, it was 2016. Don't remember. It was right after I just stopped working for Jimmy. So it was right after I got out of the shop and everything, and I think I was doing a trade show in Chicago. I think it was the week before. I was getting ready for a trade show in Chicago. Anyway, so yeah, and I had met Jason a few times. Jason had no idea who I was, but I met Jason Johnson in passing a few times. Very, very nice guy. But, seeing, somebody that, I guess that just somebody that and you understand the dangers, but when it hits you that hard, and I see the people, that knew Jason on a level that, like, hey, they would go have beers with him at the bar, like, whenever he was in town, or they'd go talk, like people who were really, really close knit with Jason Johnson. And the accident that happened to him, he was running down the back straighter, running second. The guy in front of him, it was a racing deal, nothing malicious or anything. He kind of ran Jason up the track. Jason started flipping. The top of the roll cage in the sprint car hit the concrete barrier, and that's really what led to his fatal incident. Obviously, he then hit a billboard after that, but the top of the roll cage on sprint cars is the most the dangerous part of the whole vehicle. When you look at Brian Clausen's wreck, he was flipping and somebody came over and basically, hit right on top of that car. When you look at Jason Leffler's crash, same instant. When you look at, I forgot his name, yet again, another person that I know in passing, not saying I know him. I just went blank on his name anyway. Another kid from Southern Mexico Speedway was racing a 305 sprint car, rolled over, and just at the worst possible angle, right when the top of the roll cage is exposed, another car came down, broke his helmet, spent quite a long time in the hospital, wasn't even sure if he was going to walk again. But racing is dangerous. And like I said, this is much different from how my normal is like, yeah, let's, fuck NASCAR, let's kill drivers or whatever. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's always weird to see those because I hate seeing dirt track accidents of like any sort. Because a lot of those guys aren't running. Obviously, it's a World of Outlaws, but a lot of those guys aren't running, state of the art safety equipment. A lot of those guys, and I've seen the cars. They come through and they have seats from the early 2000s, even the 90s and stuff. They're not full containment seats, and a lot of that stuff isn't mandated. I'm not saying it should be. Run whatever you want. I'm not up for telling people what to do, even if it's in terms of safety. Run whatever you want, but just being aware that how dangerous racing is. And I think a lot of people forget that. And I think a lot of people just, yet again, last night was like, oh man, that was a vicious wreck Kasey Kahne took. At least Kasey Kahne should have died last night. So yeah, I don't know why I'm saying this. I was thinking about it last night. I wanted to tweet about it, but I didn't know a good way to come about it, and I still don't know how to. But yeah, like, look, racing is dangerous, okay? And it just frustrates the hell out of me that NASCAR doesn't even bring that up. Doesn't bring it up at all. I think that was my main point. I think that's why I'm still frustrated just in general with NASCAR. Anyway, I think we've talked enough. Either way, I'm looking forward to seeing you this week, and yeah, we'll see you in the live shows, and probably in the dual video. Yeah, dual videos will be first. I'll record that right after pole position qualifying. Probably in the dark. I'm gonna have every light I have on this. I'll turn every light I have on in this room, and it's still gonna be really dark. But just the price to pay to put content out there. But we'll see you guys later.